Hey Mena Warriors, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kate, where I share a weekly video every Monday about something menopause related. Now, a lady called Helen messaged me. She typed in and asked me why she gets panic attacks at nighttime. So I'm going to address that today. If you're new to finding me, then welcome. I'm also on Instagram at Kate Hartley UK and share weekly videos where I just want to instill a sense of belief in you that you can do really well through the menopause. That yes, we all have the symptoms, but there is so much that we can do to put you back in the driving seat to make it a more pleasant experience, or even an ideal experience. So the system I use has been tried and tested with many other ladies that I work with in my wellness community, and I'm heartened to say for the majority of us, we're able to do it completely naturally. But don't compare your journey to somebody else's. We're all different. We all have slightly different genetics. I hope that whatever I share will be of benefit to you, whether you take hormone replacement therapy or whether you're trying to do it the natural route as well. So today I'm actually going to be talking about panic attacks and anxiety at nighttime. Now, largely that is due obviously to our falling or our fluctuating hormones. If you're in perimenopause, it tends to be more pronounced during the perimenopause, sort of the run up to your menopause, purely because the hormones can be so volatile. They're up and down, whereas once you've gone through your menopause, generally they're sort of petering off, and we still get symptoms, but not quite as severe as during the perimenopause. So you might even be at the stage where you think, oh no, I'm not menopausal at all, but you're getting symptoms which are suggesting that you're in perimenopause. I remember my GP and various nursing assistants said, no, I'm not in perimenopause because I was too young. Well, I just went through the menopause quite young. So just bear with me, understand that if you've got several symptoms that are menopausal, chances are you're going through the perimenopause. So don't be fobbed off. They might say you're not, but you have another idea. So and get a second opinion. If you're really needing help, get a second opinion and a third opinion and a fourth opinion if necessary, because the chances are, if you've got a variety of symptoms related to the menopause, and if you've had your thyroid checked, thyroid can indicate certain symptoms that we have through the menopause, and it might be thyroid related rather than menopausal. But if you've had your thyroid checked already, it could well be that you're perimenopausal. So what causes panic attacks and anxiety? And I'm really specifically focusing on nighttime panic attacks. They can be brutal. I don't struggle with anxiety, but I used to wake up feeling anxious. It was just like a fizzing underneath the surface. So I know that you can get them. I know it can be completely random, even if you've never had anxiety related problems in the past. It's often down to a combination of factors. It's probably a combination of what we've eaten, what we've had to drink, how fatigued we are generally, the levels of stress in our life, of course. But you'll find that the majority of the time, if you are well hydrated before you go to bed, and often if you've had a healthy snack before you go to bed, you won't be waking up as often. It's generally down to our low or our swinging blood sugar levels that we wake up with that, and it happens. It's just like you're awake and you've probably got a really hot, sweaty, hot flush, and you're feeling that anxiety, and so much so that you might even have a panic attack. Panic attacks can be really frightening if you've never had them before. They can be heart palpitating, fast breath. You might feel like you're having a heart attack, sweaty, feeling cold, feeling nauseous. It's all sorts of different types of symptoms can happen, and it can be really frightening. So know that if you are having panic attacks, they do pass. If you're getting them frequently, it might be worth you talking to a psychotherapist or a therapist to help you find some good techniques to overcome them. I specialize in anxiety. I am a psychotherapist as well as an online health and fitness coach. My top tips, if you're having a panic attack, are to know that it will pass, and to start taking slow, deep breaths in and out, in through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your nose, out through your mouth. It won't get rid of it like that, but it will bring it down much, much faster. I also suggest get up, move around, get out of bed, go for a little walk, change the room. Just having some kind of movement and activity can also be really good at helping you get through that panic attack. Maybe just walk down the stairs and walk back up again. Walk down the stairs, get a large glass of water, drink your water, warm water, come back up the stairs again. Or obviously, if you live in a bungalow, just go for a wander around, have a large glass of warm water, and then do some in through your nose, out through your mouth, steady, deep breathing. It will bring the panic attack down. Even if you struggle with anxiety, whenever it might be, if you're fearful for an exam, for a driving test, having a difficult conversation, breathing is going to help you so much. So yes, it's down to often dehydration. Most of us don't drink enough. I have to get up every single night and nip to the loo because I drink loads of water. But I'd rather drink lots of water and know that, yeah, I have to get up once, so be it. It's not the end of the world. I normally can go back to sleep relatively quickly afterwards. So often it's dehydrated. When we're dehydrated, the body just goes into stress, and because of our falling estrogen and progesterone levels, we're more easily stressed. The cortisol's there, ready to sort of wake you up. So just be aware of that. Now, obviously, water's easy to do. You might say, yeah, but I don't want to get up and have a wee. Well, if you're being woken up by panic attacks, it's probably a good idea to incorporate some extra water into, the time before bed. You don't need to drink a large glass. Just make sure you've got, maybe have a glass by your bed. So if you're waking up with hot flushes, you can have some water at the same time as well. It's just, when you think about it, when we're in bed, if you're there for sort of 7 hours non-stop, and you probably didn't drink directly before going to bed either, your body's starting to get dehydrated. The other thing is having a healthy snack before going to bed. I will share some healthy snack ideas with you at the end of this. It's just going to help maintain your blood sugar levels, and when they're stable, you're going to sleep a lot better. And the things I'm going to suggest to you are also they help you get calmer faster. So the other thing to consider is essential oils. I know you can buy those they've got like little roller ball that you can put near your temples. You could have a cool flannel, a wet flannel or a damp flannel, and put some either lavender oil or chamomile oil or rose oil. Those are the ones I particularly like. Just a few drops, and you can either pat it over you if you're having a hot flush, and it helps you keep cooler, and the fragrance is just, I like all of those. If you have an aversion to any of those fragrances, also jasmine can be quite useful, although again, jasmine I think can stimulate some people. Ylang Ylang is a very good one. There's all sorts of different essential oils out there. So, but you can always Google what's the best essential oil to help me go to sleep and to help stop panic attacks. But personally, I think Roman chamomile, I love that. Lavender and rose are the ones that I would use. Bergamot apparently is also really, really good. So calming music is also a good thing to have at hand. Now, if you sleep with a partner, then you might need to use your earplugs. Just make sure that you haven't got your phone or your device plugged into the electricity socket at the same time charging, because it has been known that if there's a storm or there's a power surge or something goes wrong, people have been electrocuted by lying in bed listening to stuff with their earphones in and having it plugged into the wall. So make sure it's not doing that. When I wake up, and if I have a very busy brain, I listen to type of business books actually, but find something that you like. It could be an uplifting podcast. I tend to listen to something that isn't too engaging, so that I'm not lying there trying to stay awake, but for while I am awake, it's interesting enough to listen to and think, oh yes, that's good, and then eventually I drop off to sleep, and it works really, really well. It's not completely foolproof, but it works, I'd say 80% of the time. If after that I've still not managed to go to sleep, I do deep breathing. I know when you're really tired and you've woken up, the thought of having to do deep breathing exercises is quite exhausting, particularly when you're fatigued. However, it will help. It will calm down that stress response that you've gone into. We tend to live more in the fight and flight response when we're going through the menopause. And so we need to take active steps to bring that fight and flight response down. It's unlikely that you have a zinc or a magnesium deficiency. Very few of us do these days. However, There is, I talk to so many ladies who do take a magnesium supplement before they go to bed, and they absolutely swear by it helping them sleep more easily, and also to help them to calm them more. Magnesium glycinate is the one that is, there's several different types of magnesium supplements. Magnesium glycinate is the one that is going to be the best one for you to help reduce your anxiety levels. I take adaptogen herbs, things like maca, ashwagandha, cordyceps. They're great at helping us manage stress hormones more effectively in the body. They have a balancing effect. I take a selection of 8 of them every day. But a lot of those you can buy easily in health food shops. Mine also have digestive enzymes and pre and probiotics, so they help me with maintain my gut health as well. You might have caught last week's Menopause Monday, which is all about bloating at nighttime in bed. They help with that because of the pre and probiotics in them, and they're also quite high in fiber. The other thing to do is to, I think it's very easy to let life get really serious. Find something that enables you to have fun. Find a creative outlet that you enjoy doing. Doodling, crocheting. For me, it's French polishing I'm learning at the moment. But anything, knitting, something that doesn't require too much brain power, doesn't require too much energy or exertion, but something that you find really, really rewarding, and that could well help you as well. So I mentioned zinc earlier because zinc actually helps you to absorb magnesium. So you'll find a lot of supplements that have got zinc and magnesium in them. Foods high in magnesium are things like dried beans, whole grains, wheat germ, oat bran, greens, nuts, seeds, things like that. Zinc, in fact, you'll find if you have a zinc supplement, it can actually improve your libido as well. One of the best foods for containing zinc are oysters, and that's probably why they're associated as an aphrodisiac. But things like red meat, poultry, beans, nuts, seeds, lobsters, crabs, dairy food, they're quite high in zinc as well. So what I'm going to do now is just go through a few healthy snacks that you could consider eating before bed if you are waking up with panic attacks or just feeling anxious or even just antsy. They've all got a good range of healthy fats, protein and fiber, which is what you want to be looking for. You want to avoid too much alcohol. You want to avoid processed food. You want to avoid too much refined sugar, because that is going to have your blood sugars going up all over the shops, and caffeine as well late at night, generally for most people, can increase feelings of anxiety. So one of the favorite ones that I have if I'm feeling like I need something is I have apple with either almond butter on it, or I have you can have banana with a nut butter. I love banana with a slice of cheddar cheese. I love well matured cheddar cheese, and that with a slice of banana is just like it's even making my mouth water now. Things like peach or kiwi or cherries, all of these kiwis and cherries particularly are really, they've been in studies, and it's been proven that they can help you improve the quality of your sleep, because often it's not the quantity, it's the quality. If you get 5 hours of really good sleep, it's better than 7 hours of poor sleep. So things like, slices of kiwi, cherries, peach slices with a full fat cottage cheese, also going to be really, really good. Another favorite of mine is full fat Greek yogurt, live Greek yogurt, natural, not flavored, because often that's when they've got flavors there, they contain a lot of sugar. And I have that with some low sugar granola, and possibly some frozen berries or just fresh berries on top. Crees and crackers, cheese and crackers is really good for you as well. Porridge, cereals, you can have oats. Cereals make a really, really good nighttime snack. Again, just make sure they're not high in sugar. A lot of cereals are marketed as healthy, and they're not. They're full of rubbish. You'd want to be sticking with like the low sugar granola, oats, maybe Weetabix. Have a look at the back of the pack, see which brand you're getting to see how much sugar it's got in it. Oats are fairly safe as long as you don't have an oat sensitivity. And then another one, I always struggle to say this word, edamame, the green soya beans. I still can't say it. Those, either you can dry roast them, You can have them raw. Those with some salt and black pepper on, just a little bit of salt and black pepper, make a really, really tasty snack. Just as don't need loads, just a few of them, and you can nibble them before bedtime. So I hope that's sort of given you a few ideas of healthy snacks that you can have before bed. If you, I've suggested this last week as well with the bloating one. If you're waking up at night with panic attacks or just serious feelings of anxiety or fear, keep a food and drink journal. It's amazing the impact of what we eat and drink has on our mental health and our hormonal reaction. It will help you find patterns of the things to avoid, because you may have sensitivities that somebody else may not have, and that could be triggering the blood sugars and just triggering responses in your body. If you want to learn more about the adaptogen herb mixture that I take, just message me. I'll send you through some details on that. But try those healthy snacks before bed. Make sure you're well hydrated, and know that if you're getting panic attacks, talk to an anxiety specialist. I'm happy to help you if you need some help. I do consultations via Zoom, just so that you can, it might be that you need to sort of work on triggers that are causing this, that might have suddenly arisen. Not because you've suddenly decided that, oh, that was a problem for me. It's because we're more sensitive to cortisol during the menopausal years. Those fluctuating hormones have a really negative impact on how you're feeling. Those feelings are likely to pass in time, but just to help you navigate that period of life as you are at the moment, if you're really struggling with it and it's starting to have more of a sort of an expansive impact on your life, so you're starting to withdraw from social things, you know, you're invited out by your best friend and you're finding reasons and excuses not to go, get in touch with somebody, have a chat with them, because anxiety, once it started to spread, has really sneaky habit of continuing to spread. And anxiety is 100% treatable, 100% treatable. So just know that it's not something you're stuck with for the rest of your life. The sooner you start taking steps to overcome it, the easier it is going to be to extricate yourself. But even if you've lived with anxiety for your entire life, you're just more prone to anxiety, and you're finding that going through the menopause, it's become really problematic. There is so much that you can do to help you. So thank you for your company today. And Helen, thank you so much for writing in and asking me to do that. Hope it's been helpful. Again, for anyone, if you've got any problems specific to menopause that you'd like me to discuss in a future episode, send me a message. I'll be more than happy to do that. I hope you have a great week. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon.